worthy of being made fun of.
Okay, dude.
Do you have an argument?
So, I was going to ask you a sincere question.
Okay, what's the argument?
What use is your faith, given that you will suffer and die under the human condition like every other person who ever walked this earth?
This is your high tier, high IQ atheist argument?
It's a question about why you choose faith over reason.
Yeah, I don't. So you don't even understand my position. You have no idea what you're talking about. I believe that revelation is. So he's not going to let me talk. He's just going to yap. I believe that divine revelation is the ground of reason. So that's totally different from what you're arguing.
So you don't accept that faith is somehow an epistemic justifier?
No, revelation is the epistemic justifier for logic and reasoning.
How so?
With the transcendental argument, the very thing I argued to Yaron Brooks in that debate.
Sorry. So, all right. I'm sorry. Distraction. Yeah, so you what does your faith offer you? What is your belief in?
Well, for one, it offers a justification for the possibility of reasoning at all.
The possibility of reasoning is not really something that's in need of that type of justification.
Oh, well, how do you know that? Tell me what epistemic justification is.
So, which part of it you want to know?
Well, you said it's not necessary. It doesn't apply to that. Then you would know then what epistemic justification is and where it applies. So tell me.
Yeah. So epistemic justification is about the positive grounds of knowledge.
Right. So what's the positive grounds for believing in reason?
Well, we can go through the relationship of perception to abstraction, and which one precedes which.
How do you know that perception relates to abstractions at all?
Because of the logic. First of all, there's a logical relation, but there's also
but I ask you how you know there's a relation. You said there's a logical relation. I'm asking you how you know that. To tell me there's a relation doesn't tell me how you know that.
Because you started to discuss self-evidencies before.
Oh,
right?
Interesting. So how do we know what's self-evident?
So for me,
for you, so it's not universal. It's just for you. It's subjective.
No. What I think is the correct term that applies to everyone is my premise. I think you know the difference.
How do you know it's self-evident?
So I was going to say, what is self-evident is related to direct experience. We don't justify direct experience.
Oh, it says who? So I can just claim anything as anything as direct experience, and I don't have to justify it. So God is direct experience for me, and I don't have to justify it. Would you accept that?
I would say that the term God is meaningless. That anyone who wants to use it as a theoretical object would have to lay out their argument for what.
So what's your answer to Hume? Okay, then what's your answer to Hume's skepticism?
In what regard? You mean like...
You're saying that you just follow your perception. You follow your perception of that relates somehow to abstractions. What's the justification that any perception relates to anything at all?
In my process, in my view of justification, it would be arbitrary to dismiss the basis of abstracted from experience of the relationship of something to its pattern. In other words...
That's just begging the question that there is a pattern. So that there's a pattern presupposes that you're perceiving accurately information in the external world. I'm asking for the justification for that. You said it's self-evident. How do we know that?
I've already said, because there's nothing else to ground it. In other words...
So that's also a fallacy that you claim that you're not aware of anything else to ground it doesn't mean that it's grounded. How do you know that?
No. What I'm saying, I can go on to say, that when we start to analyze concepts, if we in fact have a system for determining what's a concept, right? We can see.
How do you know the system is accurate? You're just telling me all these different things, like you're asserting all this stuff. What's the system that analyzes?
Because the reference, the content of the words reduced to a perceptual reference, and so when I
have you ever read Wittgenstein? You don't know how silly this argument is. How do you reduce numbers to perceptions? Where in your perception is the number 7?
Very simple. The concept 1 is synonymous and reduces to the concept entity. We perceive bounded particulars directly.
How do you know that you perceive bounded particulars?
To me, it's...
What is the epistemic justification for saying that you perceive bounded particulars?
in other words, the epistemic justification must terminate in perception because you cannot get underneath that.
So, in other words, because it must be. So it's a dogmatic assertion that you can't justify.
No, so in other words,
you just literally restated the original position.
Like, what do we mean? What we mean by existence, right? We're gonna start.
So you're just making more metaphysical assertions. I want to know how that's the case. You just keep asserting.
No, I'm saying that the content of any concept is.
How do you know that? You keep stating some metaphysical claim, and you don't tell me how you know that that's the case.
So you want to know how do I know it's the case that existence is primary?
Any of your assertions that you've made in the last 5 minutes, you just keep asserting things, and I'm asking you, how do we know that that's the case? What's the justification for that? And you say, it's self-evident because of the perceptions. Is this is it reality? Is that what you're saying? Reality's reality, bro.
No, I'm asking you. Let me ask you this: what would it
no? I've been asking you. Where's the answer to the question? You're not. Now you're going to ask me a question.
Well, I'm not asserting the positive. I'm not saying that there's an.
I've asked you for what reasoning is. You told me it's perception. I'm asking you, how do you know that? And you just keep asserting.
I didn't say reasoning is perception.
I said, how do we justify reasoning? You said there has to be this grounded out perception of objects and abstractions, and I'm asking you, how do you know that?
I'm pretty sure that's not how you phrased it, but anyway. So what I'm saying is that when we analyze concepts, if we in fact
you're begging the question because you're assuming that there is a meaningful concept to be analyzed, and I'm asking you how you know that.
I told you because I experienced the reference.
So you're asserting the circle because it's so, because I experienced it, because it's because it's abstract, because it's absurd. You don't understand that's a circle? Your very diagram, your PFP is a circle.
I understand that axioms are irreducibly implicit.
I'm calling that into question. How do you know that that's the case?
There's no way to question it. If you want to question
so your argument is there's no way to question it. That's so dumb, dude.
No. There's no way to question it without presupposing its truth.
That doesn't mean that it's justified. So what?
To deny that perception grounds concepts, you have to say, what is it? That
just you saying that it has to be that way doesn't make it so. It's not a justification.
I'm saying that you can't make a statement that doesn't presuppose it.
Maybe we can't make statements.
That's why you deny axioms. So you either have two.
No, I just don't think that they're self-evident axioms. So what's the answer to the criterion problem? Do you know what the criterion problem is?
I mean, we can think of a lot of.
Do you know what the criterion problem is?
The criterion for what?
In epistemology, it's one of the most famous problems in epistemology. Do you know what it is?
I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but if you want to know...
I'm asking you variations on the criterion problem. So I'm asking you if you even know what the problem is.
I don't know what you mean by the criterion.
Okay, so you've been sitting here yapping and you don't even know the basic questions I'm asking you, which shows that you don't understand the topic.
It's like saying you don't.
Yeah, right. I made it up. Right. It's Epistemology 101. I made it up.
No, I'm saying I can't know what you mean if I haven't experienced before. So if I go to Japan and a guy's talking about green.
No, it just shows me that you don't know the discipline in the arena that you're trying to speak to. So
does that mean I won't be able to answer you if you can?
It does. Yes, it does. Because if modern secular epistemologists haven't solved this, you just now learning it are not going to solve it.
That's a fallacy. I'm not just now learning it. Just because.
Wait a minute. You said you didn't know what it was. Now you do.
Saying? You mean if you explain to me what you mean by the criterion problem, that I won't be able to answer a question related to it?
Dude, this is so stupid.
See.
Josh. Dude, if you explain it to me, then I'll know what it is and I'll be able to answer it. It's a fallacy if you say that I can't answer it. What is it? The T-dump level stuff. Unmute.